I just filmed a little segment and I had a Q-tip in my hair. How did that happen? And then I had shoulder pads. I put shoulder pads in this top and now they're gone. Where'd they go? That can't be good. When I was a little girl, I dreamed about having all kinds of perfume on a beautiful vanity, like what I saw in the movies, Sandra Dee. My mom had a purse just like that in 1965, only it was white. That is amazing. That really is true. It isn't just men that always come back. Betsy Johnson. Okay, best gift ever for the cat lover in your life. I know these are trendy, but they're so stupid. Oh, wow. I love this top. Oh, I love this top. Oh, gosh. What is it about navy and pink? I am just loving that. You know, when I was young, men were always buying me jewelry. It doesn't happen anymore. That gentleman that I was dating last year, he didn't buy me fancy jewelry. He bought me a camera. He bought me an antique camera. I thought that was so sweet. Are you too tired to give me 5? Can you shake? Hi everybody. I am so happy to see you today. Thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi. I hope you had a great week. I hope you had a good Valentine's Day. I had a very good week. You know, I kind of rekindled a friendship, and you know, that doesn't happen very often, and when it does, it feels so good. So I had a very sweet week. But I am so glad to be here right now. And you know, after doing this year after year, you know, I get the same questions. We all have the same questions, you know, week after week, year after year. And I thought, I don't know why I never did this before. But I thought, you know, a few days ago, I just threw it open on Instagram. I said, do you have any, you know, questions about hair or skincare or makeup for gals in their 60s? And you just gave me all your questions. And then I had made a list of the questions I kept on getting every week. So I thought this is going to be fun. We'll go through each question, and I'm sure, you know, I mean, I'm not a makeup artist or a dermatologist, but I think, you know, between all of us here, we can probably come up with some answers and some good tips. One of the first questions that I got on Instagram is, what are some foundations that you would recommend, high-end and drugstore? And I have to say, there aren't very many foundations that I can wear drugstore or high-end. So, you know, I'm 65 and I have dried and normal skin. And I don't have a lot to cover up, but you know, I don't have broken capillaries, but I do have a lot of uneven skin tone, and I do have, you know, my little age spots on my cheeks. So I need coverage. I don't need heavy duty coverage, but I need coverage. So the two drugstore makeups that I love are Candid. I think Candid makes a wonderful foundation. Just the finish of the Candid foundation I love. Never finds my fine lines or pores. I adore it. And the other one is, I like Soap and Glory, and I can get this at Target. And this is a wonderful, you know, meet your family at the park for a picnic type of foundation. It really looks good in the sun. It feels like skin. It's not too heavy, and yeah, the way that it wears down, it just looks like your skin. So these two drugstore foundations I really love. The high-end ones, Well, there's not a lot of high-end foundations that I can wear, and I have just as many high-end foundations now as I do drugstore. But I think my favorite is the Lancome Tint Adole. I used to call it the Lancome Tint Adelaide, and I would get like hate every single week, like, why can't you pronounce that makeup? Anyway, it's the stick makeup, the Tint Adele, and it's so beautiful. You put it on and you just go, where'd my pores go? It's so pretty. But the other one that I like is very controversial. And when I bought it, I had no idea that it was controversial.
What's the matter with you?
It's the Stila foundation, the Hide and Chic foundation. I don't know why they named it. But the reason that I bought this was, well, you shake it up. But when I was at Ulta, I put a little on the back of my hand, and it was very pigmented. But then when I blended it in, I saw the most beautiful finish. And I remember thinking, it's so lightweight. It's the foundation for 2020. It's just beautiful. So I bought it. And it came in 20 shades, and it was about $40. And then I got home and I started seeing the controversy. I started seeing a couple big channels said this was their holy grail, and then there was 5,000 reviews from creators saying how much they hated it, and I loved it. So I can say that this is the one that I love, but I can't tell you to go out and get it because everybody hates it. I mean, they hate it so much they called the police on it. That's how much they hated it. I mean, they don't like that it oxidizes. It didn't oxidize on me. They don't like the way it wears. It breaks up after a few hours. It lasts 10 hours on me, and the longer I wear it, the better it looks. They said it accentuated roughness in their face texture, and no, that isn't true for me either. This is just, for me, it's a very lightweight, beautiful foundation. It's plenty of coverage. It just looks romantic, and I love the finish. You don't even know you're wearing makeup. It's very skin-like. Question comes from Instagram, and a sweet gal named Sweet Lavender Rose, and she wants to know, what do we do between salon visits to keep our blonde hair blonde without getting brassy, or our blonde highlights? How do we keep them fresh looking? And I do think I have an answer to that one, and I use the John Frieda Highlight Activating Shampoo, and I've used this for probably a year. And I love it, and I know a lot of you use it, and not only does it, you know, it brings our highlights back to life, but it's really good for our hair too. So I love it. The other little trick that I use is a hair mask, and not a high-end one, just the plain honey one by Garnier. Well, this little hair mask, for some reason, when you leave this on your hair for 5 minutes, your highlights just come alive like you just had them done. So I couldn't believe this. This is not the hair mask that I use to repair my hair, but it definitely is a wonderful thing to revitalize your blonde or your highlights and get away from that brassy. All right, Jackson61, a beautiful gal from Instagram, she asked me if I take a supplement for hair, skin, and nails. And yes, I do. I've taken some very expensive ones and talked about those. And I also have taken some very reasonably priced ones like these that I love. And I will link these below, but these are great. These are the best ones that I have taken that haven't cost me an arm and a leg. But this is copper and this is biotin. And they look like, this brand, the supplements look like little kidney beans, and I love that. All right, the next question I don't get every week, I get it every day, and that is, what is the very best cream that I can use with my Retin-A that will help the redness and help me from all that flaking. And you know, sometimes I flake too. So I kind of know what you're going through, and there are a couple things that I would recommend, and I know both of them work. And the first thing is, before you put on your Retin-A, just take a drop, just a small drop of rosehip seed oil, and tap it into your face, let that sink in, and then use your Retin-A. You won't flake. You absolutely will not flake. The other thing that I would recommend is a really good night cream. This is so QVC, isn't it? Like, look at, you get 2 for 1, but anyway. So, my beloved night cream is from Italy. It's called xxoo, and they have a day cream and a night cream, and I was using 2 different ones. Then I started hearing from you because so many of you use the same Italian cream that I do. That's a dupe for the Kate Somersville Vitamin C Retin-A cream, but anyway, that's another video. What I realized is that you aren't using the night cream with your Retin-A, you're using the day cream. And then I thought, I wonder what's going on there. Why are they using the day cream? And the formulas are so different, and there's argan oil in the day cream, and that's what I think you're loving. So what you tell me you're doing with your Retin-A is, first you are dotting your Italian cream on, and then you are dotting your Retin-A on, and then you are massaging that in, and voila, you are getting amazing results with no peeling, with no flaking.
To try right. Sing along as they hum and be fulfilled. Many more will come.
You know, another top question that you have is, what can I do about my neck area and my décolleté? And it is a touchy spot for us. And you know, I've noticed this last year that my neck is looking a bit distressed. That's a nice way to put it. So I did some research, and I found that a lot of Korean skincare was coming back with great reviews and great science behind it. Dermatologists were recommending it. Here on YouTube, I will list some dermatologists that we all know that are recommending. This is COSRX, and this is Snail therapy for your neck and for your face. I don't know if you all know Mr. Kong's mom. She's been on YouTube a while, and I just adore her and I trust her. And she was saying, you know, she usually waits to give a review on something for like a month, but she had to run and give this review on this particular product after 10 days because it plumped her up so much, and she loved it. So it absolutely inspired me to keep going with this COSRX product. This is an essence water, and this is Snail therapy. And what I do is I take, see, it comes out kind of, oh, what would it be like a syrup. And so you take about that much, so it's like a syrup, and there's no odor to it. I picked this up at Ulta. This runs around $20. And so you see it's a little slimy there, but that dissipates. I mean, it goes right into your neck area and your décolleté. And I put it all over my face. With Korean skincare, the focus seems to be making your skin look like glass. And I was well aware of that. So I kid you not, every beautiful woman that I saw reviewing the COSRX Essence or their night cream, their Snail therapy, I mean, their skin was like glass. And I thought to myself, I want me some of that. So it just inspired me to keep on with the products. You don't have to get both, I wanted to try both textures to see which one I like. And what I actually ended up doing is I use this in the daytime and I use this at night.
To try right. Sing along as they howl and be fulfilled. Many more will come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit.
This is so funny. It says 90% off. 90%. Why don't they just put up a sign that says, this is all crap?
I am getting ready to go see Billy in the nursing home. You know, most of you know that, I go visit my ex-husband at the home. He has Lewy body dementia, and he's been there this July. It'll be 2 years. So, whenever I go there, I try to cheer him up. And there's always one story that I wanted to share with you that always cheers him up. And it is the day that we got married in a church. And if you knew Bill, you would know how shocking that is that I got that man in a church. But we were getting ready in the church to say our vows, and everything was perfect, and our family and friends were there. And we had a woman preacher that we didn't know very well. So right before we were supposed to say our vows, she pulled out like this manifesto of her own poetry, and she just kept going and going, and Bill and I, we looked at each other and we didn't know what to do. It was our time to say our vows, and she just kept going and going, and we got the giggles so bad. Anyway, everything turned out fine, but it is a story that we have loved, and our family just, every time we think back on that day, we always remember the renegade preacher. But anyway, Sunday was a hard day, and Sunday was the first day that Bill didn't remember the church, and he didn't remember the preacher. He didn't remember that he married me. A few weeks ago I asked Bill, what are the 3 main qualities of a great sportsman? Because Bill used to be a fantastic fly fisherman. And without hesitation, he said patience, skill, and a real talent for cruelty. And I think that completely describes Alzheimer's to a T. So that night, I was driving home, and I was thinking about that day that we got married. I was thinking of that moment that Bill saw me in my wedding dress, and how he doesn't remember. And as life would have it, on the radio comes a song by Lori Morgan called Something in Red. Do you know that song? I heard that song before, but I think I understand it now. I'm looking for something in red, like the one I wore when I first turned his head, strapless and sequin and cut down to there, one size larger than I wore last year, a guaranteed number to knock that man dead. I'm looking for something in red. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I loved every second of it. And hey, in a few weeks it's going to be daylight savings time and then spring, and we made it. It was a long winter, but yeah, it's almost spring. So have yourself a wonderful brand new week, and And when you're done with your week, come back and see me and Desi, okay? Okay, it's a deal. Yeah. Can you give me 5? Are you too tired to give me 5? Can you shake? Can you shake? Shake, Des. Desi, shake. Shake, Des. Oh, okay, not really.